Hey my friends, how are you? Let's get more news from Dallas, but before that, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave your like. Is $21 million in cap space enough for Cowboys to sign DeAndre Hopkins? Now that it's June 2nd, the Dallas Cowboys find themselves flush with salary cap space. They have more than $21 million, according to NFL Players Association figures. They had $10.9 million before June 1st and added another $10.9 million because of the decision to part ways with Ezekiel Elliott earlier in the offseason. The Cowboys can go fulfill any desire they want to make their strong roster even stronger, with wide receiver DeAndre Hopkins, recently cut by the Arizona Cardinals, at the top of the list. If the Cowboys had not traded for Brandon Cooks at the start of the offseason, maybe there would be more urgency to add a receiver like Hopkins. But hold on. This isn't like finding that extra $20 in a pair of pants that was buried in the back of the closet. First, let's revisit how the Cowboys got the $10.9 million boon. On March 15, they released Elliott, designating him a post-June 1 cut. Instead of counting $16.72 million against the cap, Elliott will count $5.82 million against the cap this year and roughly $6 million against the cap next year. Second, most of the cap space is already accounted for, or at least loosely accounted for. Although, yes, teams can make nearly anything happen regarding the cap if they choose. Let's take a look at where most of the money will or could go. There isn't a hard number that can be put on paper, but teams keep a surplus of cap space just for these purposes. Figure that to be around $8 million to $10 million with the weekly elevations from the practice squad to the active roster accounting for most of the money. A player on the practice squad makes anywhere from $16,100 to $20,600. If a rookie gets called up from the practice squad to the active roster, he would make a little more than $44,000 for the week. Those small differences add up over a 17-game season. Tyron Smith is set to make $6 million this season between bonus and base salary. Through playtime incentives, he can earn another $9 million. He can earn an extra $2 million if the Cowboys win the Super Bowl and he plays in at least 75% of the regular season snaps and 51% of the snaps in each playoff round. That money has to be accounted for somewhere. As does the money tied up with other players in terms of per-game roster bonuses that might not count fully against the cap at the moment but would as the season goes along. And you fan, what do you think of the DeAndre Hopkins situation? Leave your opinion in the comments.